Hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to start new chapter from biology, that is natural resources. Students, as we all know that Earth is the only planet where life exists, isn't it? And this life is dependent upon many other factors. Factor means things, okay? Like sunlight, temperature, air, water, soil, and so on. What does these we call as? As these together we will call as natural resources. As they exist naturally in the nature, hence they are called as natural resources. Now how can we define natural resources? So the resources which we get directly from nature, they will be called as natural resources. So the resources which we get directly from the nature, कुदरती तौर से, okay, that things will be called as natural resources. An example for natural resources are sunlight, air, water, coal, petroleum, soil, temperature, and so on. But where can we find these things in the earth? You know, there are many different layers of the earth. There are many different regions of the earth. So in which region can we find these things? Yes, we can find these things in the biosphere. Now what is this biosphere? The region of earth where living things interact with the non-living things. You know, the earth has been divided into different regions, right? So one among that will be biosphere. And what will be there in the biosphere? It is a region where interaction between living things and non-living things will happen. That means living organisms will depend upon the non-living organisms for their survival, and non-living organisms will be utilized by the living organisms. Okay, that region where the interaction between living things and non-living things. Here non-living things, we will consider these non-living things as natural resources. We are not taking the man-made resources here. We are taking natural resources. That means कुदरती तौर से जो non-living things present है, उनके और हम जानदार चीजों के बीच में जो interaction चलता है, that region will be considered as biosphere. And you know, this biosphere, it has been divided into 3 layers again. One is lithosphere, second is hydrosphere, and another one is atmosphere. So biosphere can be divided into again 3 layers: lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. Now let us learn more about these layers of biosphere and also about the components of the biosphere. Let's have a look at this and note down the important points.
Resources: material in usable form which meet the basic needs of life forms. They are called resources. Resources are of 2 types: natural resources and man-made resources. Natural resources like forest, river, etc. Whereas man-made, agricultural land, swimming pool, etc. Now how can you define natural resources? Living and non-living components of nature which are used by humans to meet their requirements. Biosphere: the region of Earth where living organisms interact with non-living things. It is called as biosphere. Components of biosphere: there are 2 types of biosphere, that is abiotic and biotic. Biotic, it consists of living organisms like plants, animals, microorganisms. Whereas abiotic, it comprises of non-living organisms like soil, water, sun. Now the layers of the biosphere. The outer crust of the earth is called the lithosphere. Water covers 75% of the earth's surface. It is also found underground. This comprises the hydrosphere. The air that covers the whole of the earth like a blanket is called the atmosphere. Living things are found where these 3 things are found: a life supporting zone of the earth where the atmosphere, the hydrosphere, and the lithosphere interact and make the life possible is known as biosphere.
Now after knowing about the layers of the biosphere, now we will study about one of the natural resource, that is air. The breath of life, air. So what is air? Air is a mixture of many gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and water vapor. That means air किस चीज से बनी हुई है? So many gases like nitrogen, oxygen and carbon dioxide along with water vapor together they will mix and combine to form the air. Now we are going to study about how does this air help in the existence of the life on earth, or what is the role of the air in the survival of the living organism. Along with this we will also going to learn about the role of the atmosphere in the climate control. So how does atmosphere will control the climate? After that we shall go for the movement of the air, that is called wind, isn't it? So if the air move we will call it as winds. So and this the movement of the air, that is about the wind, we will study by taking example that is through activity which will be of air currents. Yes students, do keep in mind air currents. Current means here it's not about the electricity. Okay, current means here movement, air movement. Okay, this thing we will study by performing an activity with the help of a beaker and with the help of a instant stick. Okay, so now let us learn by note down the important points which will be highlighting on the animated video and understand the concept and the role of the air and about the air currents.
The breath of life, air. We all know that air is a mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and water vapor. Due to this mixture, life on earth is possible. Earth's surface is dominated by nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, whereas carbon dioxide and other gases 0.03%. Inert gases like argon 0.93% and water vapor 0.01%. We already know that living organisms may be eukaryotic cells or prokaryotic cells. So, the cells need oxygen to break down glucose molecules and get energy for their activities. This results in the production of carbon dioxide. One more process which results in the consumption of oxygen and the production of carbon dioxide is combustion. Combustion means burning, which is either result of human activities or forest fires. Although carbon dioxide is produced in huge amount by various activities, even then the percentage of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is a mere fraction of a percentage. This fixed percentage of carbon is because carbon dioxide is fixed in two ways. That is, first is green plants take in and convert carbon dioxide into glucose in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Second is many marine animals use carbonates dissolved in seawater to make their shells. The role of the atmosphere in climate control. We have already discussed that the atmosphere covers the earth like a blanket. We also know that air is a bad conductor of heat. The atmosphere prevents the sudden increase in temperature during the day. The atmosphere keeps the average temperature of the earth fairly steady during the day and even during the course of the whole year. And during the night, it slows down the escape of heat into outer space. Earth and Moon both are about the same distance from the Sun, but on Moon with no atmosphere, the temperature ranges from minus 190 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. The movement of air, winds. When air is heated by radiation from the heated land or water, it rises. But since land gets heated faster than water, the air over land would also be heated faster than air over the water bodies. So, if you look at the situation in coastal regions during the day, the air above the land gets heated faster and starts rising. As this air rises, a region of low pressure is created and air over the sea moves into this area of low pressure. The movement of air from one region to the other creates winds. During the day, direction of the wind would be from the sea to the land. At night, both land and sea start to cool. Since water cools down slower than the land, the air above water would be warmer than the air above land. All the movements of air resulting in diverse atmospheric phenomena are caused by the uneven heating of the atmosphere in different regions of the earth. Some other factors which also influence these winds are the rotation of the earth and the presence of mountain ranges in the paths of the wind. Air currents. Place a candle in a beaker or wide-mouthed bottle and light it. Light an incense stick and take it to the mouth of the bottle, which makes the smoke flow when the incense stick is kept near the mouth. It flows towards the beaker. Which way does the smoke flow when the incense stick is taken a little above the candle? The smoke flows out of the beaker. Which way does the smoke flow when the incense stick is kept in another region? Smoke deviates into different regions. The patterns revealed by the smoke show us directions in which hot and cold air move. In a similar manner, when air is heated by the direction from the heated land or water, it rises. But since land gets heated faster than water, the air over land will also be heated faster than the air over the water bodies.
And that's about today's class. The further content about the topic that is will be of rain water that we shall continue in the next session. Thank you.